Hey everybody, welcome to Ready Set Crypto. My name is Doc Severson. Today is Wednesday, the 9th of August in 2023. Welcome aboard. And, pull up, grab your popcorn, and check in today. Go ahead and hit that like button and let me know where you are coming in from today. Where are you joining us from today? Where in the world? We usually have people from all over the place. So I'm just sort of curious to see where you are coming in from today. Pretty soon we'll get into the coin analysis, once we get everybody checked in. So I'm going to put myself down here and get the process started. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, everybody. All right, so Bitcoin is in a consolidation, and we've been in this for coming up on 2 months now. And this is not surprising because we've seen these types of moves many, many times, right? So let me get my pen going here so I can draw for you guys. All right. So we've seen these consolidations happening many, many times already. And this one's really no different. Now, as long as we are holding this trend line, I think we're okay. Watch the 200-day moving average, which is in green. Watch all the anchored VWAPs. So we're holding support, which is different from what we've done over the past, if we look at this on the weekly chart, this is pretty good. I mean, so this could be another repeat of 2019, certainly. But ultimately, after we put in that higher low, we took off. And so really, this is sort of I guess you could call this a launching pad from which we would expect the next bull to come from. So we've definitely broken the trend. This is 8 months now, 8 straight months that we've made higher highs and higher lows. So I think that's good. That's a good launching point. Unfortunately, we're a very thin market right now. So it's pretty much the top couple of assets are running, and the rest of these are really, the charts are still terrible. So altcoins are not really joining the party yet. They will eventually. So today with us, we have John from London. We have Primos from Slovenia. We have Renee from Columbus, Ohio, Flavortown. All right. So myself, I'm coming to you guys from Greenville, South Carolina, and it's another hot day. I think we got 90 degrees and sun here, and it stays that way. We had such a mild winter. I think it snowed once, maybe less, maybe not. I don't know, but I'm used to that. I like that now. All right, so let me know as you check in. Let me know where you're coming in from, and also let me know what coins you'd like to look at. Going through some of the other ones in the top 5 or so here, Ethereum has not really done anything at all for quite some time. So it's setting up a big base. Now, most of the coins are in a much different path. They're on much different side. The green line here is the 200-day moving average. Most of the coins that we follow, like Ethereum Classic, these are all down below the 200-day moving average and are just in this horrendous downtrend. Eventually, they will lift off of there. If they have utility, if there's value to them, if there's intrinsic value to the coin, eventually the market will find some utility in that point. Now, some of these are starting to make a little bit of noise, like Uniswap is starting to get above the 200-day moving average. We have APT this morning, which was announcing a partnership with Microsoft, but again, still wicked downtrend. It's going to take a long time to build out of that one. All right. Hey folks, welcome aboard. As you come in, let us know where you are coming in from. Where are you located? and let me know what coins you would like to see. So I'm waiting for the first coin request, and once I see that, we'll be off and running here today. Normally we spend about half an hour together, and then that should do it. So welcome aboard. Glad to see you guys with us here today. So even some of the ones that were relatively strong before, like Litecoin, is not going anywhere right now. Tron has been improving. Tron's starting to run. At this point, if we go out to a weekly chart, we can see the difference here. It's starting to build out that right side of the base. Okay, so Primos, we're going to get things started with H-bar. So we're going to look at H-bar. Let's see, where is H-bar down here? Okay. So this is on Bybit. I don't know if there's a better one. Let's see if there's a better exchange than Bybit for this. So we're going to look at maybe Binance. Yeah, Binance would be better. Okay, H-bar is still, this is Hedera hash graph, and it's still in this really long, and we're going to see this, you're going to hear me say the same thing over and over again, but it's in this long protracted base, which has been on for at least a year now, at least a year. So it's going to have to work really hard just to get up to 10 cents. So it's very, very early in here. It's still building out the base. 10 cents is really the limit of where I would consider breaking the base for this one. Okay, next one we got here is, all right, let's see, Rene, Digibyte. DGB, Digibyte. Okay, Digibyte is also in a tough place. This one actually sort of led markets lower because most markets topped out around November of 21, and this one started heading lower well below that. So well below the 200-day moving average right now. Let's zoom in and see if we can see anything. So the base on this one is long, and it's very weak right now. So I would not, I'm assuming that if you guys are writing in about assets like that, that you probably have your share of bags that you're holding on to. So right now, this one needs to clear about 1.5 cents before it's going to show any kind of accumulation right now. So it's got a long road to hoe before this one is ready to go. All right. Jay Russo, looking for Cardano. Let's do it. Cardano, one of the top few assets. Unfortunately, one of the worst charts that's out there. Again, don't take this as criticism or anything like that. I will try to be as honest and impartial as possible because that's what the market is. The market doesn't care. Market does not care. I mean, even though oftentimes the market does not make sense, people have to understand that the market's always right. So what I've drawn here is a trend line. And for Cardano, until it's able to get above and beyond that trend line, this one is on the no-touch list. This one is on the no-touch list. Hey, Jack from Darwin, how you doing? And we got David. Hola. David, I would be happy to do render. All right, so render token. Render token. All right, so finally something that is starting to move higher, although I don't like what I'm seeing here because it's started to trend below the 200-day moving average in green, which is not great, but this is a good start. This is a good start for getting out of, you can see this one was in this protracted base for a long time and finally started to work itself out of it. Now, it is trying to find support at this cluster of anchored VWAPs. VWAP is a volume weighted average price. And that orange line goes back to November of 2021. And so that's the very minimum level that it can hold and still maintain a decent uptrend. So it's got to hold 150. And I would like to see it break above 2 for render token for the next swing. All right. So let's see. That is render for David. NW. Hey, Hello, Toronto. Can you look at ICX? Is it dead forever? I don't, again, I'm just going to give you a read on what the price is showing on these things. Icon was one of our favorites long time ago. Icon was one of our favorites a long time ago. This was, let's get to something other than Bybit. All right, let's try, well, we'll just do Binance. Okay, so Binance has been around. So you can see that where this peaked out in November of 21, unfortunately, and since that point, it is in the grip of the bear. So as you can see right now for Icon, I don't know if it's got a future or not, but what we will do is if it's able to break above 50 cents, that's telling you something. So the base here, the jail that Icon is within, is bounded by 50 cents at the upside. So if Icon is able to break above 50 cents, then it's good again. Or the market's viewing it as being worthy of accumulation. Worthy of accumulation. All right. Man, when was the last time I was in Toronto? I think it was 2018. 2018, last time in Toronto. Good time up there. All right. So let's see. Next one here is the mighty Dogecoin. All right, so Dogecoin. Dogecoin has been depending on Elon Musk for far too long and needs to grow out of that meme coin shadow, kind of like what Shiba is trying to do. So Shiba's been trying to get away from this whole sense of meme coin, is trying to make an infrastructure play. So I don't know if Dogecoin's going to do the same thing through Elon. I don't know. He's the patron saint of Dogecoin right now. So this one has got kind of an ugly base. You can see the base, occasionally we'll see a little move like this above here. But to me, this one is really bounded by about 14 cents. That to me is where the base is for this one. This one's got to get up and over and away out of that base before. And once it does, if and when it does, it should be spectacular because you'll see people chasing after it. So this is the part of the bull where altcoins or smaller coins like this will start to pick up a real bid because people say, oh, well, by that time, maybe, Bitcoin's up at 60,000. People will say, well, I can't get much Bitcoin for 60,000. So they'll go after things like Dogecoin. So we've seen this every time, is that the cheap altcoins like this always end up being the kind of the cherry on the top of the bowl. Okay, so that's Dogecoin for David. And John in London, we were going to do Chainlink. Let's go to Chainlink for you. Okay, Chainlink is showing a little bit of life here. So you can see this yellow line, which is the one that we placed here a couple of weeks ago. And this is really bounding the base for this one. So Chainlink has to break above 850. So right now it's been doing a lot of the right things over the past 2 months because it's broken above the 200-day moving average. It's pulled down to that base of support, which is at 7. And it's got a relief rally going since 7, which is good, right? But for this one to continue, it's going to have to break above 850. And it's going to have to do so on pretty big volume to break through that because you can bet there is going to be a pile of overhead supply that's sitting up here from the bears waiting to short this thing back down into oblivion. And the way that markets break out like that, like what we've seen on XRP and Bitcoin Cash, has been to flip the script. So all of a sudden, say we have an exchange like EDX come along and, hey, this is going to be one of the 4 coins that we're going to carry on this. All of a sudden, the shorts go scrambling and they have to buy their positions back to get out. So this is what we need to do for Chainlink. Chainlink was one of our rock stars a few years ago, but has fallen on hard times. Needs to get above 850 right now. All right, so let's see. NW, we're going to look for TEL. Telcoin, and let's see. Well, I guess we'll go with KuCoin here. Oh boy, this one is NFG as well too. This is not good. All right, so the base for Telcoin is about right here, and this is going to be at about. That's the base for Telcoin. So it's got to get above 0.35 cents. So you can accumulate all you want to down here. You know, I made that mistake with Shiba. I was part of the Voyager debacle, and I bought something like 2.5 million Shiba on there, which was not that much. It was like $50 or $100 or something like that. And ultimately, the cost to move it off of Voyager after they went Chapter 11 was more than the coin was worth. So buying something for cheap is not a guarantee that you're going to be able to leverage that. So this is why I'm saying wait for things to break higher before you double down on them. So yeah, so 0.35 cents to me is the top of the base here. All right, Jason coming in from Bellevue, Washington. All right, Primo's going to INJ. Welcome aboard, everybody. Let me know where you are coming in from today, where are you located today, and what you would like to say. All right, so we have a good looking chart here. This one looks really nice. One of the nicer ones we've seen. So this is a preview. This is exactly what we were talking about. So a few months ago, if we'd been talking about this one, we'd say, hey, this has got to build, it's got to break above the base of $3. This is what they look like. So it's almost like they're in jail or sitting in a dungeon and you're slamming on the ceiling. You know, you're wailing on the ceiling with some kind of lead pipe or something like that until you finally break through it and you jump through there and you take off. That's basically what has to happen to break through this overhead supply that's sitting up here from the bears that sit there and say, hey, this is the easiest trade in the world. I'm just going to short once it gets up to this level. And it works for a long time until it no longer works. So that's how overhead supply works. And then what you got to do is you got to bend over the bears, get them to buy back their coins, their assets, and that causes the short squeeze, which is what's going on here. So this all looks really healthy. Now let's step back and look at this from a longer term perspective. Still kind of an ugly downtrend. And so what we need to see is we need to see this really breaking above 10, because otherwise this is going to form just another one of these lower highs and we're going to roll over again. So for Primos, we need to see this breaking above 10. If you cannot get this to break above 10, if this is going to double top, and especially if it goes below 6, then I think she's done for. But so that's basically what we call the Darvas box for this. Darvas box is the decision box, breaking above 10, breaking below 6. Above 10 is bullish, below 6 bearish, get rid of it. Okay, Steven is looking for let's see, I think it's Kaiba. Okay, Kaiba and you. So these are some pretty sketchy exchanges. I don't know if we're going to be able to see much from them. This one's kind of still working itself lower, and I'd say this is kind of the same thing here, is that we have occasional pops to the upside, but this is what's happening here, is that I don't even know how many fractions of a cent that is versus Tether, but these are pretty small coins. And what you can do is you can look for maybe a trend line. You can look for maybe a trend line on this to see whether or not, if it's breaking that trend line, it may run to the top of the base, but the base is still bounded up here. Okay, so everybody's going to get really good at trading in bases or determining whether or not something's leaving a base. Okay, next one is KASP. KASP. Okay, so I'm assuming that's KASPA, KAS versus Tether, or it could be this one. Yeah, so it's KASP. Whoa, that's a nice looking coin. So this is what you guys should be looking at here, because this is really bullish. This is a cup with handle pattern. There's your neckline, and that's a breakout above there. So the measured move on this is this distance here from bottom to top. So that's about 1.5 up to 4 cents. So let's just call it 1 to 4. So the distance here is the measured move target is up to 7. So 0.07 is the measured move target for this guy. Okay. All right. Anybody else have any final requests for today? Thank you, everybody, for checking in and letting me know where you're coming from. And it's my pleasure to go over the coins. Cool. Okay. So for those of you that don't, if you need any kind of if you need any assistance with this kind of stuff, or if you are just new to the field of trading in crypto, check out the resources that we have at readysetcrypto.ONE, readysetcrypto.ONE. So you can get a free trial for a week, and go ahead and look through everything that we have out there. We're not going to hold anything back. So check it out. All right, so we got one more here showing up before we finish off today, and that is going to be Pulse Chain. Pulse Chain versus Tether. Ooh, okay, this one is pretty rugged. So this one's relatively new. It's only been out since June, but this is where you can draw your trend line. Draw your trend line, and this one's going to have to break above that trend line before you do anything with it. So I don't know if you're already long with this one, but if you're not, I would not consider any kind of longs until it's able to break this trend line, because somebody's having fun. This is this is the bears kind of market. Right now it's the bear market. It's weird because it's not, I would not consider this a true bear market, but for altcoins, it's still a bear market. So for the top 3 or 4 assets, we have a bull market, a very nascent bull market starting, as we've seen for the past 8 months, but for just about everything else out there. And this move, this next bull market may be the great separator. Very similar to what happened back with the NASDAQ stocks back in 2000, where everything just got trashed, and it was only the things, the pets.com and crap like that disappeared. And it was only the companies like Microsoft and Amazon and Apple that survived because they had real product. Okay. Well, guys, I think we're done. Thank you very much for showing up here at Ready Set Crypto on a Wednesday for our live crypto analysis. And again, my name is Doc, and it's been my pleasure. I hope to see you guys again next week. Thanks very much, everybody. We'll see you soon.